There's Jolene.
Oh, hat. I don't want to put on my hat.
Yeah.
If you're not going to put yours on, I'm going to take mine off because my head is fairly sweaty right now.
I'll need to read that.
Take off the hat.
Sorry, man.
We'll ditch the hat today. We'll be headless. So she's getting compromised, and they're waiting to see how people that are on her medications deal with the vaccine before they decide to get one. And so in the meantime, she's like stuck in the house, like has barely left the house in the last year, and they're homeschooling the kids, and her husband's working from home to support all this. And so it's just been
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
super miserable.
Jeez.
So we're live. Sorry about that. Took a little bit longer. I had to readjust the screens and whatnot. But we are finally ready to rock. And whoops, that is not. There we go. Now back to that. And we have everybody's familiar faces for tonight. So I'm super jazzed about that. Yay. All right. Okay, so it has been forever and a day since we've had a chance to not only all play, but all be here. So we'll do just a bit of a recap, or as I was fond of telling my tabletop players a recap.
We're-
So yeah, no. So last we left off, the group had been tracking some missing parts and trying to find out what was going on with that, and that there was enough stolen or enough missing at this point from those shipments that a military grade power generator could have been formed. Is that coming from me? Weird. I've got some weird feedback coming from someplace.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too. I don't know what it is.
I think it might be Eric because his screen is lighting up for me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It could be just like the wind or something. That's fine.
Or a fan or something in there.
Yeah, no worries.
Or
Anyways,
the 18,000 dogs we have.
or the 18,000 dogs. Yes, it is a dog rescue area. So after that had been, you guys kind of got about halfway through that. You were last left off. You were going to be following up with, I believe, customs, where we last left off at that point. And then we had an abridged game the last time we met, and Praza managed to finish his personal drone, which Praza is super excited about.
In and out of character.
Okay. But where the scene picks back up, everybody is currently back at Raptor's Cove. You have, at this point, it's only been maybe another day since everybody has gone back to, had been back planet side. Things have still been kind of quiet at the station at this point. For the most part, they are letting the group take the reins to decide. You're not being given like any specific mission or operation at this point. You're giving some free rein to follow up on leads or do what it is that you feel that you might need until something like of that nature comes in.
Well, with that said, is it possible, just as a reality check here for the Mass Effect universe, is it possible to use the Exonet to transfer money to somebody in a different part of the galaxy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then I'm gonna just send a message to my my Volus contact in the Citadel, Vanner, because I'd already promised him 10% of what I had previously earned, so I'm going to be sending him 500 credits, thanking him for that, letting him know I'll be having some regular work, so you might not hear from me for a while.
Okay, sure. So you send. It's going to cost you 10 to send it, but you can. There's a processing fee.
Okay, done. All right.
But
That's how they get
exactly, that is how they get you. Yep. That's no different than PayPal. It's essentially what you're using, your intergalactic PayPal.
should have chosen the
Nice.
family option.
And made him pay for it.
Always upselling on the galactic plans, you know.
Oh, Alistair.
Oh, yeah. This has got some bad breath, man.
Big old
Okay.
doggo. Who just had his adoption birthday not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Oh, that's right.
he's just a little over a year old.
Yes.
So is anybody doing anything outside of the funds transfer, which you could actually just do directly from your room? You know, just hop on the a computer terminal there and transfer funds. Does anybody have anything specific that they're wanting to do? for the day, or to
I
start
wonder-
off, I should say.
I've been training with P2, just trying to get her. Like she did the whole thing with Highball and Doran.
Mhm.
Like the whole fighting, observing and fighting. So like, we've been if I can find like some old Bruce Lee movies or like kung fu movies, David Carradine, that kind of thing. Just whatever I can find, I want to upload for her so she can watch that. So and I want to watch that together. So like, I've never taken a combat class, so I'd like to basically learn with her. So
Okay. Sure. I mean, at this point, something like that, it wouldn't be contraband and it wouldn't be super hard to come by. So I would say for like 10 credits, you could get one of those 30 movie packs,
cool.
Sort of thing where it's just like a collection of the best of the worst. The stuff that just barely made it to America, sort of thing, like you would find at Walmart. You're like, it's like, oh, it's got Jackie Chan. So it would have like one or two movies that actually had Jackie Chan in it, but he had like a cursory role in it. It was like mostly Sammo Hung or somebody else, So you end up getting a bunch of those.
Okay. So we're just gonna Netflix and chill and watch as many as we can and just kind of override, and then we're gonna go to the gym that's here, and so after watching shows, we're not gonna work out in the room. We'll go out to the main gym area. So, and I'll probably be so focused on her that I've kind of forgotten about everybody else.
Okay.
So
I'm going to be
no
doing
problem.
some exercising because I feel like I could have done a lot better in that bout,
Okay.
and I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Is that a sorry commando training failing you?
I mean, I was never a commando exactly, but I definitely wasn't at my best.
Okay. Tila, what are you doing?
Tila's gonna be hanging out, just watching her sister train
Okay.
and making herself just go through some busy tasks, cleaning some stuff up, this and that.
Okay. You weren't there for what took place. So, what the first thing you noticed when you're in the gym? I mean, you probably came with the intention of maybe just warming up, and you see that Doran's actually in there. She's working pretty hard. Like she has kind of that determined look on her face, like you're used to seeing. So something may have bothered her, or she's just got a single-minded attention for some reason, but really going at the dummies and the punching bags and whatnot. She's being a little I don't want to say rough, but clearly pushing herself.
As I'm watching her, I'm just gonna yell, "Hey sis, who peed in your MREs? What's going on? Why are you so upset?"
It's nothing. I don't like being upstaged.
Understandable.
And just as you have that brief interchange, you see this robot come stumbling by. Emphasis on stumbling. Like literally, like almost as if the gyroscopes or something in the unit are like malfunction. It's like like wandering around, and then occasionally will throw this random punch in the vicinity of like nothing. I mean, at first glance, it looks like there's a hardcore malfunction going on with this thing, and it's just like maybe even robotically drunk.
Oh my gosh, please tell me she's doing Drunken Fist style. This is amazing.
That's pretty rad.
Anything that you might be doing, Praz, outside of watching your robot look like it's going completely haywire?
So that's P2 then.
Yeah, that's P2.
All right. So like, I guess I'd be kind of freaking out. I'm like, okay, P2, are you okay? What's going on? Sorry, ladies. P2. Hello. Try to reach around for a reset to try to reset her.
Oh, I'm. She just comes to a complete stop, almost like the Weeble Wobbles, like you just go like about face sort of thing, and comes to a complete stop and just turns and then bows because you're calling to her and just absolutely clocks you in the head by mistake as she bows.
Oh, jeez!
Just like bang, and then she pulls back and she's like, oh, tomo arigato. And runs over real quick to check on you, literally like a manga girl has just mashed her boyfriend sort of look, and it just got the hands kind of extended out and just like, oh no, I am sorry, master.
Okay, P2, what are you doing? Please, help me up, please help me up.
She helps you up and then comes back and then partially bends her knees and then holds onto her hands sort of thing.
Okay,
are you very submissive?
Are you okay? What's the wobbly walk? What is there something wrong with her gyroscope that I need to adjust, or?
And she just looks and she says, no, you told me to mimic the movie.
Oh, the drunken master. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Okay. So was that your favorite fighting style? I mean, there was Crane, there was Tiger, there was.
She just pauses for a second and she says, no, it just seemed to be popular. I did an internet search and I found many results.
All right. Well, I mean, as long as you're actually mimicking the real drunken fighter and not just drunks. I mean, there's I don't want.
And at that point, she goes dead silent. There is a difference?
Well, yes. When beings imbue too much alcohol, they become intoxicated, and then they'll walk that way because they're stumbling, and they have no control of themselves. Whereas the drunken master, it's a fighting style that's mimicking intoxication.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So it looks like you're just mimicking intoxication minus the fighting style.
I am sorry. I will purge that information from my databanks. One moment.
Well,
drunken search purged.
Okay.
I don't think anyone would expect that, so that's a point in her favor.
Well, drunken fighting. Oh, I mean, there was this. It was an old fighter. He was Jack E. Chaney. And he did this whole, when he was drunk, he'd fall over, but he'd punch somebody and flip them, and it was great watching him do it. But that's the fighting style that he was doing, not just the drunk part of it. So we should. Tila, sorry, I didn't see you there. This is P2. I finished building her. She is fully active. And P2, introduce yourself. This is Tila.
Okay, so she turns around abruptly and then bows and she says, "Ohayo gozaimasu."
Hi, P2.
Domo arigato. Hajimame shite dozo yoroshiku.
Praza, does she have a different language?
Well, no, her primary language, but it's for the programming chips. I had it. Some of it's pieced together from other different places. I had to get this thing called. They were K dramas. They were K dramas is where the primary vocalization chip came from. And I'm still trying to understand exactly what that means. She, I made her as a defense robot because everything that you guys are doing that I've been part of, I needed more defense, and that's why she was made. But her main programming came from the K dramas, and so she's good at what she does defensively. I just wanted to see if we could learn some offensive things. I got a great movie pack we've been watching in my room together, so I thought we would come out here and practice fighting a little bit. Anyway, that's I've been kind of hiding, watching shows.
She says, "I am learning Drunken Master," and she spins around a little bit, like she was wobbling before, falls over directly onto her back, and just randomly kicks up once.
So Doran and Highball fought a little bit, and she was watching that, and that didn't go very well either. So the
This is a fighting style?
well, it is in that Jack E guy did it.
I don't think I've seen it before.
Well, we can watch the DVD together later, or the video. But it's different the way he did it. It's like it was being drunk combined with combat. Like it was like he would stumble, and while he was stumbling, he would hit somebody, or he'd like fall backwards but drag them with him.
Was it like a performance enhancing inebriation?
I don't know if it was just that's how he fought when he was taking the alcohol. I mean, but P2, I really liked the Crane style and the Tiger style. I mean, I'm thinking that might be more. I don't know. It just whatever's going to be best for you. I want you to learn whatever's best for you, but I don't know if this drunken fighting style is going to be the one.
Very well. I will continue an internet search to find the more popular versions of Crane and Tiger.
All right.
So she just kind of like looks awkwardly to like everybody there. May I go and continue processing?
Oh yeah, why don't you go to our room, P2, and then I'll check that out. I haven't been out of the room for a while.
Okay, so she bows and then ends up marching off out of the gym workout area.
Eric has a solid background noise to it now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh no. So you haven't gotten any message back as of yet, Kel, but you did. The money actually did go through.
Okay. All right. Once that happens, I go back out into the main area and I go get a fruit from the kitchen, start eating it, walking around, seeing
Sure.
what's happening.
Okay. So, and at this point, Cassius, what are you doing? Oh, I think we lost him.
He's frozen.
He's frozen.
No.
He's frozen in a very decisive look.
Well, let me think about it. I'll tell you in a minute once
I know,
become.
yeah, when I come back. Okay, so anyways, Kel, as you have grabbed some fruit. The morning crew at this point is out wandering, which is they're staffed up a little bit. I mean, as far as the morning crew is concerned, Skeleton crew for the evening shift tends to be a few less. So there's maybe 10 or so people up and about from the staff, that make up the facility here. Most of which are in. Most of which are in. Yeah, there we go. So he just dropped off. Most of which are in the either control room or they're currently in the docking bay, going over systems checks and making sure everything is up and running sufficiently.
Got it. Okay.
Outside of that, you do hear the fairly loud discussion coming from the gymnasium.
I make my way to the gymnasium and see what's going on.
Okay. Well, as you do, you end up seeing a drone, humanoid-looking drone, marching out deliberately out down the hallway, just like.
Don't see that every day.
Looks very cobbled together. Like some primer spots here and there and whatnot. That's one or two may have some rust on it. It's very piecemeal.
Left arm is silver, right arm is black.
A Frankenstein.
Frankenstein mech.
Yeah, I put her together with what I could find.
All right. Well, Praza project.
Exactly.
But those of you who are in the gym, you end up seeing Kel come walking in. He's got the equivalent of an orange in his hand.
But it looks like a piece of pizza.
But it looks like with pineapple on it.
Gross.
So, Cassius, I was actually just getting to you as Discord decided to crash on you.
Right on.
So, what are you doing first thing in the morning now that you've gotten up?
I was gonna pop in a self-improvement tape, man, and do some self-reflection.
Okay. Anything in particular? Just like one of those mental self-help, or are you looking for like a workout, like DDP yoga or something?
No, trying to be more fiscally responsible.
Okay.
I have a problem, man.
No problem. You do see that there is an email sitting in your email box, specifically from Grog.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check that.
So the message just lets you know that he left the planet, letting you play with your new friends. Be in touch whenever he's heading back to Citadel.
Oh, right on. Good to know. Appreciate that. I'll reply. Safe travels, man. See you when I see you.
Okay. As you were doing that, you do hear I probably sat through maybe 30 minutes at this point of your self-reflection, and accompanied soft, easy listening background music. Probably nature sounds or something of that nature. That just very, very pleasing. But not water trickling, because that'll make you go use the restroom frequently. So. But you end up hearing the soft chime of your communicator.
Okay, I'm gonna check to see what's going on.
Okay. The heads-up display on it pops up, and it's your guys' point of contact. So that is Secuvius.
Okay.
And he says, Cassius, looks like I got you when you first woke up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How's it going?
It is going well. Why don't you gather the team in perhaps about 30 minutes? We have some information to share with the rest of you.
Okay, will do. I'll go wrangle them up. We'll probably right back then.
Meet in the ready room.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna stop the tape and start looking for everybody.
Okay. So as you go walking out and get properly dressed, you end up going past Praz's room, and you hear like this loud crash.
I'm gonna pop my head in and see what's going on.
Okay, there is this piecemeal drone in his room, and you end up seeing this in the background. You see some sort of movie playing, and the movie it's this guy. He's standing on a post out on a beach with water like slowly kind of rolling in. And he's holding himself in the position of like a crane, and then suddenly leaping to a kick, and you realize that this drone is watching that, trying to mimic it, and has now successfully kicked another shelf, and just crap has gone everywhere.
Oh, God.
just like parts and whatnot, and like as soon as that happens, it pauses and looks and is like, oh no. And then just starts like, getting everything together and trying to clean up.
Oh no.
Praza, why don't you wrap up what you got going on here? Secuvius wants to have a meeting with us here within a half hour.
I'm not in there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's not in there. There's just a drone in his room.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm just gonna back out.
Okay.
Like I didn't see anything and keep going.
Okay.
Hey, Praza. Oh shit, Praza's not here. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's not difficult for you to find everybody. With the asking one of the staff hands that happened to be walking by, one of the technicians or something, they would have directed you to the gym where it looked like that's where most everybody was. And as you come walking up, Kel had just walked through the door with some pizza looking fruit.
Delicious.
Very citrusy.
All right, guys. Just a heads up, Secuvius wanted to meet with us here in just a little bit. He's got some intel for us, I'm supposing.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right then.
Then I'll go shower and meet back up at the wherever we're meeting.
Okay. So then you take whatever time or that you need to get ready, shit, shower, and shave sort of thing, or just to get changed. And then all of you make your way to the ready room, which the ready room itself has a, well, we wouldn't call it plexiglass, but it has a window, a port side window that you can see out into space. The other wall has a siding to it that comes down that has a large video screen, also used for like conferencing and whatnot. And it's a very similar setup, that Quantum, like if you've played the games where looks like we lost Missy. Damn it.
Man, Missy's gone.
Yep. It's if you play the games, it's like where Shepard goes in to make his conference calls to the council. Kind of a similar setup. When you go walking in, there's a table and it sets up the quantum field, which looks kind of like VR in a sense. A light kind of comes out across the room as all of you sit down. And then in the middle of the room, you see the individual who you're, in essence, calling. And it is the Turian contact for the group, Sucuvius. He says, I hope I didn't catch all of you at a bad time. I'm hearing rumors of a lot of breaking or destructive sounds.
I'm sorry, Jerome. I can barely hear you.
Hello?
That's better.
That's better, yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Remember, if you can't hear me, you can also individually turn me up on your side.
Yeah, I've got you at 200%.
Okay. I wish I could adjust my microphone on this. That'd be cool.
Yeah, you got quiet again. Now say
Hold on. Okay, no, that's not it. That is not what I want. Oh, that's right. It was under sound. 1 second.
Oh, there you go. That 1 second was nice and clear.
Sound and manage sound devices. Nope. There we go. How about now?
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
That's better.
Yep. I just turned my master volume up on Windows.
Oh, there you go.
It's the only spot I know of that I can adjust it at. Otherwise, I'm kind of SOL. Anyways, so with the field that has popped up and the call has linked you through, Sucuvia says, so we've been looking at some of the information that you have attained planet-side as to these missing parts. And as I'm sure you're aware, it does look like these parts are being used for a military generator of some kind. We haven't figured out as to why, but given the fact that they're being quietly stolen and not resold, we don't seem to have any information on parts being resold in the area. It's probably linking to somewhere planet side. So our guess is there are other perhaps pirates that have located themselves somewhere. It could also be, given the vicinity, it could also be a pro-human group.
Sucuvius, when you say a military generator, or we're talking about its fueling like an artillery weapon, or what would it be powering?
It could, yes. Depending upon how many they already have, something of this nature could power medium-sized anti-ship cannons. It could also power a fairly large facility or colony-sized planet shields.
Shoot.
So it definitely has some sort of a kick. Our task for you is to continue finding out more. See if there's anything rumor-wise planet side that you can find out. I realize this may be somewhat difficult if it is potentially a pro-human group, but there may still be some information we may be able to glean to find out one way or the other. Do any of you have anything to add?
No, that's pretty straightforward. It's gonna be tough trying to get intel on this, but we'll do what we can do.
And he says we did manage to locate one of the names that you had pulled as a potential lead. The name is Robin Reeve. And apparently, she is, from messages we've intercepted, she seems to be someone who pokes the Alliance fairly frequently. And by poking, I mean she tends to sound the alarm when something goes missing. So we don't know if she's just, her reports are just being discarded, or if perhaps they have a negative opinion of her in some fashion. But she seems to be the one that alerted the Alliance initially to the missing shipments.
Do we have any idea as to why she would do that?
No, but that would be a good angle to investigate. She could just be a good civilian doing her civic duty. It could be more than that.
Makes sense.
What was her name again?
Robin Reeve.
Robin Reeve.
You think maybe this woman is mislaying the parts herself and then accusing them of being missing?
She could.
Do you already have a fix as to where she is, or are we going to have to pound the pavement and find her?
We don't have a concrete fix. We do know she's planetside.
Oof.
She is one of the colonists, so that doesn't leave many places she could be.
Sounds like she's our primary lead. I'm assuming she's human.
She is, yes. According to the limited reports that we've pulled so far, she came with one of the first human colony ships to this planet.
Got it. Well, I think it's doable. Yeah, just one person, but makes her job easier, more narrow focus. And if she came here legally, we should be able to find where she went or lives if it's in one place.
That's our assumption, and that's the best lead that we have at this point in time. And I cannot stress that if she does turn out to be a good contact or somebody who is, let's leave it at she's doing the right thing, we could use more contacts in the system to build a future base, well, not base off of, but to build a future network from.
So expose her or recruit her?
An alliance of some kind would be preferable. We don't need her to know the inner workings.
Would there be any situation where you would not want her as an ally?
Well, if she is behind the illegal thefts, clearly we wouldn't have a need for her. Right now, this isn't exactly an emergency level threat of any kind. This is more of a situation where we want to find out why this was going on right beneath our noses, basically in our backyard. And if she happens to have even a part of that and has been trying to alert the proper authorities, she could be the type of person that we could utilize later. If not, then we should probably find a way to work around her and or eliminate the situation.
If she does happen to be the source of these problems, do you prefer that she's terminated or dealt with in some other way?
I will leave that up to the team to decide. The only preference I would say is I would like to find out how.
Understood.
Who's next to me in this conference call that we're having right now? Who's sitting near me?
Choose somebody.
I'll roll for it.
Okay, there you go. Leave it up. Leave it up to the dice of fate.
Yeah.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Grog's not here, right?
Correct.
Is Highball here?
Highball is here. Yes. So that'd be an even 6.
All right. So I'm gonna lean over to Highball and just be like, okay, sorry, is Kel talking about like killing her?
Well, it does look like that's a possibility. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there was something that we were supposed to do. Okay.
So he just kind of shrugs. Were there any other questions?
Do we have
What
time?
about- Oh my God. Sorry, go ahead, Brittany.
Oh, I just said, do we have a time frame?
The sooner the better, but no specific time frame. No.
Question. If we're not exactly sure if Robin is the source of these issues, how plausible would it be for us to send a dummy package?
Hmm.
I
I mean,
will.
clearly we know what other parts are going to be needed for these regenerators.
I will leave that up to your discretion, but it is not impossible.
Noted.
Actually, I was thinking about something along those lines too, because, I mean, sort of, because we don't know theoretically if they are going missing. We don't know at what point in their transit they're going missing. And so I thought maybe if we could work out something with the shipping or the company they're ordering from, that they've ordered these from before, and try and track it. I don't know, put some kind of a tracker on it, something. But I don't know how we could get in with the manufacturer.
Well, that is something that we could have arranged. However, the timetable, we would have to wait for the proper shipment to do. So you may wish to
Right.
investigate leads from your side first before we arrange for a tracker of that nature. But that is not a bad idea.
I do believe they said there was several weeks before they were expecting another shipment.
That is correct.
Okay.
Were there any other questions?
I think I'm good.
Well, very good then.
Nothing-
I look forward to hearing an updated progress report within the next couple of days.
We'll do our best.
Okay, and with that, the image fades and the call disconnects.
All right. Who's doing what?
Highball raises his hand and he says, "I'll do the flying, you do the dying."
I don't want to do any dying.
Was a figure of speech there, Praza.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I mean,
speaking
do you
of
want me to
which,
do
was
some
that,
research?
Was that your drone making all that ruckus earlier on?
Yes. I would imagine so. She's learning.
Oh, you call that learning? All right.
Well, she's only 2 weeks old.
I thought age was irrelevant to robotic kind.
Well, they have to learn. They experiential learning. I mean, I'm looking at Japanese programming with K-drama packets for information and just bits and pieces, and it doesn't always correlate properly.
Oh well.
Can't she just learn from what we do?
She can, but she also like she has her own programming. I can program her from, and then she watches how she'll learn from watching. But like I'd like to have her ready to go with us rather than just watch us and learn as she goes. I'd like to have her train.
Well, you don't want her learning how to follow like Doran over there, do you?
Well, she could learn how to fall gracefully.
Falling is an important skill to learn.
It is.
I'm
That
just
is-
gonna
that is
whisper.
very true.
I'm gonna kind of try to whisper to Doran. How did you fall? When did this happen?
Falling is an important skill to learn in combat.
Let me reiterate.
Let me reiterate that. Just in case you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So he just kind of tips his hat and steps on out, and I'll be ready when y'all need me.
All right. Well, it seems obvious, according to what Sakuvius is saying, that this Robin is the one we should obviously be looking for. When she came here legally, there should be records, especially on the manifest of when she came here. And if she's registered with any colony authority, then we're going to have an address. We can at least start there. If she's done something else, I could follow something else.
I'm good at research. I mean, I can see what I can do.
We could talk to Chief Williams and see if she can vouch for this person's character or if she knows her much.
If she's a ne'er-do-well.
I
That's a
think
good point.
we may want to follow some electronic leads before talking to people. We don't know if she's
In
got
on-
ears. Right. We don't know what side she's on. And we don't know if she's working with others, like stealing military equipment. That's typically not an easy thing to do.
Fair enough.
So go in as quiet as possible and try to follow the people.
I would think we make ourselves known if we can have a face-to-face once we know who she actually is. We don't want to meet her with her having the high ground.
I agree.
So, Praza, if you can do your thing, that'd be great. Do some research, man.
Okay.
It's a Praza show, man.
So what am I rolling on this there, Mr. Jerome? Am I doing like...
Well, you're gonna have to go get a computer system first.
I thought we had access to the...
You
That-
you do have an Omni tool, yes, but an Omni tool is kind of like a smartphone in a sense.
So
You
we
would-
don't have a terminal in here?
Well, not in this room, no. This is just for communication purposes.
Okay, do I have one in my room?
Yeah.
Or should I go someplace more public so that people can be around? I mean, it's like...
You can do that in the comms room too. Either way is fine.
I'll do that. I'll go to the comms room. So like, it's so as I'm researching, if anybody wants to like throw in anything, they can assist.
Okay. Yeah. So you when you go walking in there, there's two people already in there. They're staff, and their primary job right now. One is monitoring the radar and just looking at in essence space. So they've got like the radar pulled up here, and then some sort of monitor with like a TV show going, and then the other one is just monitoring intercom systems, or not intercom, but like radio chatter and communication, interstellar communications that come in. What it does is it looks like it's kind of like a police scanner, but what it does is it listens for keywords, so it's not really picking up anything. Or occasionally you'll hear like, shipment, blah 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 blah, or news, blah 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 blah. So it's just listening to pertinent data, and then it gets tuned out pretty quickly when it doesn't look like there's anything that they're looking for. So yeah, you go right up to the computer terminal to do your deed. Go ahead and make a roll.
All right, insight.
No. Give me 1 second.
Probably investigation, but I don't have that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go investigation with this one.
So as I'm on the computer, I'm probably gonna realize I'm really good with computers, but maybe I need some help with investigation. So I'll turn to whoever else is behind me. I'm like, all right, can anybody help me with just key terms to search for?
The proper vernacular.
Maybe we should just start by looking for her name.
All right. Well, I got 14.
14 total? Okay. That is not that big of a problem. Takes you about 10 minutes. You get into local access, which gives you the equivalent of public data. You don't find any record, like any criminal records of that nature, which would be public data. You don't find any sort of liens, against her, that sort of thing. You find her name, and you also find some records of where she attended school back on Earth.
All right, I share that with the group. I mean, nothing important.
What her occupation is.
So let's do a little search on occupation and so forth.
Sure.
A 6.
All right. So Praza, you're skimming around, through the, using those atypical, IntelliSearch type of engines that are trying to get you the right information, and you accidentally click on a pop-up, and it's like boop boop boop, and you're like, oh no, I don't. That's jewelry. I don't need that. It's just giving you a couple of ads you didn't really get you anywhere.
Penis enlargement. No, what's going on here?
Oh no, that doesn't even look like what I have. What's? I don't need that.
Let me try that again.
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay. So after a couple of searches and quick skills with your finger of clicking out of the pop-ups and ad blockers thrown up, you come up with some basic information. So she's had a couple of occupations from once she left, or I shouldn't say left Earth, but got out of college. One was a grade school teacher. Another was a not non-commissioned officer, but a civilian working for the military, working in the PX. And then the other job that it pulls up is chief manager of the basically chief manager of the port in the city of Discovery.
Well, I'm not seeing anything that's making her look like a terrorist at this point, but I can dig deeper or other routes.
Yeah, most of this is pretty mundane. It's just like a listing of and there were a couple addresses where she lived back on Earth, and then it doesn't give the address, but it does give the updated, where she lives, and it's on Horizon on the city of Discovery.
Is there an equivalent of social media? We can check some of her activities or
There sure is.
associates.
I'm gonna look up the face Twitter.
Okay. The equivalent of Facebook, yes, there absolutely is that in the. I think they even hint at it in Mass Effect.
16.
I think Rex makes some searches and whatnot for that sort of thing in an email that you end up pulling up, because he tries looking for Rex and then he tries looking for T-Rex, you know. So, and Shepard, and he got drunk and did some random searches. You end up getting the email in one of your in I think Mass Effect 3. Okay, so what'd you get?
16.
Nice. Okay. So you, at this point, pull her social media profile, and you whittled it down because Robin Reeve isn't exactly super common, but it isn't uncommon either. But you track it down based on the information that you had and the information you pull her from social media. Pretty tame. A lot of public posts. Shares a lot of cat memes and uplifting stuff.
Who are her friends? Does she have anybody like? I'm gonna start clicking on her friends to see what her friends do.
Okay. She only has like 50 or 60 friends on there, and as you just kind of click, it's most of those they're private. The only public posts that go on there occasionally are the ones that you see that are like from games that have you repost something on your page so they can draw more suckers into their social media games.
Right. As far as her interests go, are there any like websites that she goes to? Like, does she post check this out or anything like that? I'd like to check some of those out.
Yeah, it's the future version of ICANN has cheeseburger. Pages like that.
So I mean, I tell the group, I'm like, I'm not finding anything. I mean, all her friends they're either private or I can't get much on them. She's not. I mean, if you look at her page, she's not posting anything that could be considered dangerous or.
All right. Let's get
Does it do location wise as far as like
you do have a picture of her though.
She checked in at?
No, nothing like that. But you do have a picture of her from her social media.
Okay. I blow that up. I go, here's what she looks like.
Food for thought. Now, maybe Robin isn't necessarily the one we're looking for, and maybe someone has influenced her by way of money or threat.
Possible.
Is there a way that we can take a look at her financials? Can you get in to see that kind of information?
I mean, no. I'm unless somebody else has that skill set. I mean, I can. If we go to the bank itself, I could mechanically I could hack in, no problem. But like remotely here, this is not what I mean. It's not something I'm good at. I can try, but
I don't think we have to go to that extreme yet. I think we've got some good preliminary information so far. Unless she's got an extremely good cyber disguise that she's put up with all this stuff that we've found so far in the Exonet, I think a face-to-face could actually work. She's our only lead right now, and then we can find out if she's somehow purposefully or accidentally related to what's going on.
okay.
That's fair. That's a good start.
All right. I guess we're ready to head down planet side.
I'd say so.
Yeah, man. It's time.
Okay.
I'd like to bring P2 with. Is that all right?
It's fine by me, man.
Yeah, it's just
Take
like
her on a maiden voyage.
bring your kids to work day. Do it.
Sure. I jump up. I'm all excited. I'm running down. I run out of the room to get to my room. Look, P2, we have a mission.
Okay, so you come running in the room, and there is stuff everywhere. Like your neatly arranged parts that you had is just like all over the place. And as you come, and she's like in the process of like picking it up. You know, don't get me wrong. She's like she's knocked it over, but it keeps spilling everywhere. And then as you come in, she just looks up at you and is like, "Oh no."
Okay, P2. Remember, we watch the videos in here. We practice in the gym. This happened last week. We don't practice in the room. There's not enough room in here to practice in the room.
Gomen Nasai. I got confused.
It's all right. I understand. I'm not angry. We learn from our mistakes. But with that,
I learned crane technique.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go to Planet Side, but I want you to show me crane technique and the gym. Can we show me real quick?
If done properly, no can defense.
Nice.
So she just follows you based on your command.
So yeah, I go to the gym. I'm like, show me what you got. Let me see what you can do.
Okay, so she walks out there and immediately throws her arms up and gets up on one leg.
And she does a Karate Kid.
Yeah, and crane kicks the bag.
I'm like, I don't know fighting, so that looks impressive to me. So
Okay.
I'm like, wow, you learned that quickly.
P.S. What does the drone look like?
Have you seen the Loki mechs from the game?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I have.
Yeah, it should be Loki. I don't think it's a Fenrir. I get the two confused. Hold on.
Yeah, you put Loki Cerebrus or Cerebrus.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's the Loki style mech, which is the standard humanoid looking one.
Okay, because in my head she looked like super, super boxy, and I was really amused by this mental image. Okay, so she's more person shaped. Okay.
Yes.
I'm a little disappointed now.
Aww.
She's more C-3PO-esque. But she does. Remember, she does have functioning eye sockets, though. Like that was one upgrade I did.
Yes.
I'm glad that she's not blind.
Well, but she has eyes rather than just a visor. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. So all of you get on board the ship at this point. The Mirage, and within about an hour and a half, 2 hours of flight time, you touch back down on Discovery, or in Discovery, I should say, on Horizon. By this point, it is late afternoon for the denizens of Horizon.
The way a mother dotes over her child, like checking the cheeks and making sure their like clothes are straight and things like that, I would imagine that's what I'm doing with P2 on the flight. Like every now and then, I'm like just checking on her.
Okay, sure. So I mean, with that, Highballs just nods to all of you and is like, "Well, I'll be right here in case you need me."
Can you repeat that?
Sorry.
You're like,
yeah, I didn't mean to
cutting in and
interrupt.
out.
I can barely hear you right now, Jerome. I'm sorry.
I don't know why this keeps being an issue.
Just tape that to your face.
No, I'm not going to tape it to my face. Hopefully, this is gonna change when I get my desk because I'm gonna switch back to my microphone or the mic stand. But no, he just nodded and said, "I'll be here if you need me."
Okay.
All right.
So, what's our plan? Do we just go straight to the? I mean, I guess we're already sorted in the port. Do we just go straight and find her? What do we want to do?
Well,
What line of
first off,
interrogation?
do we know what type of residence she is? Is it apartment complex, a house?
What did I get as far as an address? Because I didn't get an actual address.
Yeah,
so
you
what-
did
like-
not. You did not get an address for here.
Oh,
Okay.
do we? Is there? Can we get more information from a local terminal than we can just from the ship?
You could certainly try. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna go dock in.
Maybe there's a better directory down here.
Well, you guys know that there's that directory right at the entrance
Maybe
and exit
the
to the
VI
port.
knows.
Yeah.
All right. I rolled a 7. So
Okay. And you would yeah, okay. Well, you note there's a few more ships here than there was last time. So it looks like the port is a little bit busier than what you remember it. And at about the time that you guys are getting in, you can see that the Merchant's Row that you guys walked out to before is just now starting to get a little lively again. You're coming in at about that time when everybody's starting to get off and trying to relax and shop and eat. Prazi, you get up to the terminal and investigate as best you can, and you mistype the name or something, it doesn't come up right.
Yeah.
Gives you an error.
I want to go back to her Facebook feed, and I want to see if there's anything that, like, because she does check-ins, like any restaurants or places that she might eat for dinner, since it's coming off like closeout time.
No, you actually do not see anything like that.
Damn it. Okay.
But remember, you do have her job description.
You mean catch her at work?
That's a possibility.
What's her title?
She's the port master, right?
Port manager, but yeah, effectively the same thing.
Manager.
Why don't I mean? I'm not really good with other people. Can one of you ask somebody here, like, where can we find the port manager? Like, maybe they could help us.
What kind of reasoning do we want to give?
I'm not good at telling stories. I would just say because we want to talk to her. So
Are we trying to pretend, deceive people, or do we want to come clean with the Port Authority as to what we're trying to do?
Well, she already knows that they're missing, right? She's the one that reported them. So
we ask her for her help.
tell her that we're investigating the disappearance.
Well, we don't know where she is, but her employer is going to know where she lives. So we go to the Port Authority and convince them to give us her information. How do we present ourselves to the Port Authority to get the information? Do we pretend we know her, or do we act like we're authorities?
Well, I don't think they would buy that we know her because this is a human settlement and we definitely stand out. I remember last time we came down here, we were pretty conspicuous.
Sure, but you'd be surprised at what people can believe, even humans. I hear what you're saying, though. So then,
What
are
if
we
we go
going
in there as? What if we go in there as a third party, like investigator or some other branch of investigation, and if she'll help us out and give us whatever information that we're asking for, and we can see where she points us.
without having any credentials to back it up? We'd have to claim we're private investigators. So then, who's hiring us and why?
But didn't we get the name from Chief Williams? Or did we get the name from the report? The chatter.
I believe we got it through the chatter, and then we confirmed with Williams.
So we can just tell her that we have been working with Chief Williams on this.
We're an independent agency, and we just.
That
That's
sounds
fine.
good to me.
These are humans. They're going to take this better from an Asari than any of the rest of us. Let's be real. So say one of you ladies has got to be the one to present this to Port Authority.
All right, I'll do it.
All right.
Okay, so we present, or the aim is to get her address, right? And then meet her there after she gets off work. Theoretically.
So we are a third-party investigative agency working with Chief Williams. We need to question Robin Reeves regarding what's been happening, and we need her address to talk to her.
Okay.
We just need her statement.
Okay. Then let's head down and go ask around at the port.
All right.
Okay.
So we follow the Yellowbrick Road.
Follow.
All right. Well, as you guys exit, where exactly are you going again?
We're going to find some officials at the port.
Oh, okay. So just at
Already
the port
at the
then.
port, right?
Yeah, you're already at the port. That is not going to be a problem. I mean, there's people walking around unloading or loading ships or taking stock in what happens to be on the deck and whatnot. So that's not an issue at all.
Okay, so if we just snag a random worker, I mean, we don't want to ask Robin, like, we don't want them to direct us to her herself. So we need to talk to somebody that's below her, I guess, that can give us that information, right?
And we have a picture of what she looks like, so we're not going to accidentally walk up to her and start asking her for her. So
yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we can figure out an office maybe, or like a secretary type person. That would be good.
Whoever has records for the personnel who work here. So personnel department, resource department. They don't have to be a high authority, I don't think. We just need her address so we can go there.
Eric is in 2 places on my screen.
Eric is bilocating right now.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, give me just 1 second, guys. There we go. Transition that over. Okay. Yeah, if you guys want my other webcam so you can plug that up to Eric's PC for any reason, you guys can have it. I've got an extra. So at any rate, while we're at that, okay, so I'll just leave this screen up like that for now. So at any rate, so you're just getting the first dock worker, I take it then, to...
So we're going to try and find like an HR secretary type person.
Okay, why don't you give me... it would be the equivalent of a persuasion check. Yeah, persuasion.
These numbers are way too small.
Mhm.
Ooh, 23.
Nice. Okay. So you get the first person, the first worker, and you're like, oh, is there like somebody like HR or, an official you can speak to or whatnot? And he's like, oh, he just motions over towards the office that sits one level up off the ground floor, kind of overlooks the dock itself. It's like, yeah, you wanna go over there, and he kind of looks at you funny because you're Asari here. It's like, everything all right?
Official business.
Oh, sure, official business. Well, yeah, over that way, ma'am.
Okay, head over there. Do we have a name that we call ourselves? Did we decide?
No one has decided. Dun dun dun.
Does anybody here have last names?
Narnima.
We're not going to call ourselves that. I'm going to veto that right now.
My full name is
Based on what we do and what we might have to do, we shouldn't be giving out personal details in our name.
Also that. Give me a name.
Praza. Oh, sorry. I'm getting it.
What are we coming up with a name for?
For our third-party investigation group.
Miyagi-Do Investigation.
I like it.
I'll buy that.
What
for
does
$1.
Miyagi-Do mean?
Oh, that's where Daniel-san was training.
Who's Daniel-san?
He's one of the fighters that we watched. He was the karate boy or karate guy. I can't remember the name of the show.
Is this a name that would be recognizable here?
I don't know. It was recognizable a while ago.
It may be better that it's not recognizable.
P2, can you do a quick search? How many people have used the word Miyagi? Like is that name popular anymore?
Searching. No, the name Miyagi is not popular by Exonet standards, although it does have a niche cult following. Scanning. It is all related to the movie.
All right, that works. Whatever. So we'll head over to the office, and I'll just knock on the door.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and the door slides open. There's a guy sitting in the far corner, kind of leaned up against a chair in the wall, and then a lady sitting at the other side who happened to be on a terminal. And she turns and looks, and she says, "Can I help you people?"
And the lady is not Robin Reeve.
No.
Okay.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Which one of them looks like they belong to this office?
Well, they both have matching uniforms.
Okay, so they might share the office.
Probably. The lady is a bit on the bigger side, probably closer to 200 pounds, mostly muscle. So she's about 5'9".
Afternoon, sir, ma'am. We are with Miyagi Investigations. We're working with Chief Williams and looking into a matter that we need to speak with Ms. Reeve about. We don't want to disturb her at work. Can you provide perhaps her domestic address? We can speak with her off duty.
Why don't you roll for persuasion?
Oh, bro.
No.
I rolled a 2.
Cool. She pulled the Brittany.
That's 7.
All right. It would not be a Lost Tribes game without a bad Brittany roll. I'm just saying.
We got terrible shit luck, man.
But they're always memorable. I'll leave it at that. They're definitely always memorable. So
I need to stop being the face character.
no. So
When do I get to blow something up? That's all. I
so
want.
she kind of looks at you and she says, Miyagi Investigations.
Ma'am, I just work here.
Okay, and I'm Johnny Lawrence.
I'm not sure who that is.
Of course, you wouldn't. I'm sorry, we don't just hand that information out to just anybody, especially in 1980s investigation group.
I just look very confused.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna come up behind Doran. I'm gonna put my give her like a shoulder punch. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't mean to inconvenience you at this hour, but this is a very urgent. So I would appreciate it if we could get some of reciprocation for providing information or just anything, because I'm sure Robin would love to get this cleared up.
and what is it that she's trying to get cleared up?
I would love to divulge that information to you. However, I can't. Sorry, privacy
Go ahead and roll.
for perception. Or-
Persuasion.
Please do better than me.
That's not necessarily hard.
Oh my
You
goodness.
gotta roll better than 7.
18?
Yeah.
So a little
It's
bit better.
D20, right?
Yes, D20.
Okay.
Yes,
18.
so a little bit better.
A lot.
Just muy poquito.
Mhm.
All right, so she's like, so she just sighs and she pulls up pulls up the data on the computer screen real fast, and then slides it off the screen over to your Omni tool. She's like, I don't get paid enough for this crap.
How funny.
Thank you. You know what? If you're free, maybe tomorrow we can meet up and I'll be happy to get you a drink to make up for your...
So the guy in the corner at that point starts like meerkatting a little bit, with that comment, and she's like, sure, all right. We don't exactly have many cantinas here, so the one around the corner.
All right.
So she
Good.
goes,
I'm going to go ahead and hand Dorn the information and let her take over at that point.
Okay.
But I'm going to go ahead and wink. Like,
oh,
thanks, babe.
okay.
See you in a
So
day
she's
or
like,
two.
And at that point, the guy who is kind of doing this kind of looks at her, and so she ends up throwing an empty can at him. Just, whoosh.
Much obliged. Thank you for your cooperation. And I'll turn around.
Okay. And as all of you exit, P2 bows. Thank you, and have a nice day. And just exits.
After it does that, I walk over to Praza and under my breath I go, so it's a VI, not an AI, right? Just making sure.
We can talk about that later.
I don't like hearing that from someone like you, Praza.
She's safe.
People kind of have a history, you know what I'm saying?
No, but she's safe though.
Yeah, that's what they thought too, and now look where you are. I mean, your people.
No, yeah, well, yeah, yeah. No, but P2 is safe. I have been programming her and taking care of her. She's good.
Okay. All right.
And she says very firmly, she says, I am Super Personal Protection Juggernaut, P2J. I am not Geth.
See?
See?
You know what? Good enough for me.
See?
And as you guys walk, she's just like looking around like constantly, her head on the swivel and just looking at like everything that's, around. The addresses are a little awkward because they go by, they don't have your typical street signs here. So you almost have to wander around a little bit and look at the block numbers that are on the modular buildings. And then eventually you're like, oh, okay, that's the building. Then it must be unit blah. So it takes you a little bit longer than you would anticipate. But you do manage to find it. It's, a section of modular buildings that were stacked on top of one another that ultimately became apartments.
What time of day is it right now?
The sun is cresting, so you're getting close to evening.
Okay. Now what?
This time, no offense, but how about we pass it along to Tila for communicating directly with her? If something goes on, I could make something up. But if we try to stay on the straight and narrow, let's stay on the straight and narrow.
Isn't that what I was doing?
Well, that's my point. If we continue to talk as if we're on the straight and narrow and we don't have to make something up to get her to talk, all the better. If it's coming from somebody like one of you two, who apparently humans think look great, that works. Really, all we need to know is what her involvement is. But let's be on the lookout. While you're talking, I'm going to be looking around, making sure that this isn't some advanced con.
Okay.
So, do you guys go up and knock on the door, or how are you guys playing this? Is it you going all as a group? Is it just one individual?
Let's all go over together.
I'm thinking we should set up separately, because if we all come up at once, that's going to be possibly intimidating.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she'd be so hot to give us information for the whole group. Doran, you want to accompany me?
Okay.
How about you, y'all just kind of keep a lookout?
I'll be scouting out this floor if anybody wants to make sure that we don't have any newcomers trying to, crash what's going on.
What's our signal if there's trouble?
Trouble. No.
May I recommend fireworks?
No, we don't want to do fireworks indoor. I just saying trouble would work.
That could alert them. How about we just say Miyagi? We know what that means. Nobody else will.
Oh, I like it. Miyagi.
That worked.
Okay.
I believe I have helped.
You have. You have.
All right. Well, good luck, you two. And I walk down the hallway and I start just kind of scouting the area.
Okay. So the two of you go up to the
Gently
second
knock at her
floor.
door.
It's a gentle, it's not even stairway. It's actually just a ramp that goes up. They have elevators on the other side, but you guys take the ramp up. And there's the apartments tend to be kind of spacious, so there's only 3 per floor. And as you get up to the appropriate apartment number, and you end up knocking, you hear this, 1 second. And door slit, opens. Door doesn't open, but a door slit, and 2 eyes kind of peer out. Hi?
Hi. So sorry to bother you. I am looking for someone for some assistance about a specific issue. Do you know a Robin? Are you Robin?
Go ahead and roll persuasion again.
Did you hear me, Drum?
No.
Oh, sorry, 10.
10. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry. Are you Asari?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look down at myself. Last time I checked, yes. Are you Robin? It's something very important. So if you're not Robin, I would really, really appreciate it if you could just let her know we're here about some of her work stuff.
Asari asking about work stuff. And she looks back and forth. I'm sorry. I'm not being punked, am I?
What does that mean?
I'm not familiar. What is that?
It's a prank. Okay, yeah, probably not. And so she opens the door and she's like, what are Asari doing here?
Still, no, I'm not Robin.
We're on assignment. We're doing some investigation work. We're working with Chief Williams, and we'd like to talk to you about something of a sensitive nature.
Okay, go ahead and roll your persuasion.
Roll high this time.
Yep.
14.
She's like, I got a 1. So she's like, I thought Chief Williams didn't like aliens. Okay. I'm Robin. I know we just lost them.
I guess I'm on my own now.
No, I'm sure they'll be back. Oh,
And Dale's gone.
and Dale. Ba-doom.
What did you do?
And here comes Dale.
My goodness.
Today
It's a
is the day
rotating
of
door
bad
today.
What is
internet
happening?
connections.
That's
That
weird.
was awesome.
All right.
So so to reiterate, then she's still kind of surprised, that Asari are here, and she said, "I thought Chief Williams didn't like aliens, but okay. How How can I help? What is this about?
Are we still on the doorstep?
Yeah.
I kind of look back to the hallway. I'm not sure you'd like this to be discussed in the open air.
Okay.
It's regarding inventory.
Ah. I'm still confused, but okay. So she holds the door open. Come in. When you two get in, it's a modest place, kept clean and whatnot. It's not super fancy. It's not like what you would see on Thessia, for example, but it is definitely several steps up from your old place, Brittany.
Oh, I was like, my old place. What
Yes.
does my old place look like?
A closet on the
Doran's.
Citadel.
Doran's
Yep.
place. That's fine.
Yeah. So
I mean,
she has some decor in here. It's definitely a converted storage container that has amenities in here that and the decor make it look pretty nice as far as converted modular homes are concerned. So I mean I don't quite understand why Asari are involved in this, but so what exactly is going on with the inventory?
I'm gonna look to Tila to see if she wants to talk or if I should.
I can basically there's stuff that's gone missing. My
Right.
understanding is you have reported some of this stuff missing. Is that correct?
Repeatedly, yes.
Repeatedly. Now, do you find anything unusual about the situation? Is there anything that, even how insignificant it might be, could be related to these thefts?
Well, the whole thing is bizarre. I at first I thought it was just thieves stealing something from the dock, which happens from time to time. Just things magically go missing or whatnot. Usually it's just somebody trying to pinch a load to bolster their own home or something along those lines, or make a quick dime on the black market. But these were consistent, and they were always the same thing.
These were what?
They were consistent and always the same thing.
How many have gone missing?
4 in total.
Over how long a period of time?
Well, since these types of shipments began, so that would be half a year, 2 quarters worth.
How frequently do you order these particular parts?
Well, these shipments come in every quarter.
Is this something that happens automatically, or do you have to order every quarter?
No, this shipment is a regular schedule. It comes from Earth along standard trade lines.
Noted. Now, I mean, Robin, you're smart. You're a person who could tell, visually if things aren't right. Did you notice anything about the boxes themselves? In your opinion, do you think it was maybe someone at the shipping end rather than someone in transit taking the items?
I don't know. I think it may be coming directly from the port.
So someone on the receiving end.
Correct.
What is the protocol that these usually go through? How many hands would they have passed through once
Up to
they
3.
arrive?
Up to 3. Usually our port authority makes sure, one, that they go through decontamination. We don't trust anything coming here, and we don't want some random virus coming in, stowing away on the package. So it goes through decon first, then it goes through sorting, and then it goes through shipping.
Robin, would it be possible to acquire a list of personnel in decon and from beyond to receiving?
Why don't you give me another persuasion check?
Eight.
She says, now you're wanting me to give you actual company property at that point. That's vital information. While I could appreciate you wanting to help, I can't break company policy. That would be my job.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to break anything. I don't want you to get yourself in trouble over our investigation, Robin. I assume I could probably get the same information through. Sorry, I don't remember her name. Who were we working with the police?
Oh, Chief Williams.
I wanted to say Jones for some reason. I'm sure we could get the same information from Chief Jones.
Chief
Oh
Williams.
my god, and I said it! Chief Williams. I'm sure we could get the information from Chief Williams. Yeah, I just hope she isn't so angry with us for having to ask her for this information rather than getting it from you. But no, I totally understand.
She did seem a little bit short about not wanting to handle these details herself, didn't she?
I would say a little bit more than short. She was.
Roll for deception.
I'll roll 2.
Okay.
17.
Nice.
6.
Brittany didn't roll.
Basically, like, Tila lays all that out, and Doran just comes in from behind, like, randomly, and just says, "Yeah," effectively, something along those lines. It was in the right direction, but it was like ill-timed. It didn't sound quite right, And she's like, okay, what do I get out of this then? I mean, I'm having to give up company. I'm having to actually go in and divulge proprietary information from our company, and I'm risking my job to do so.
Look, this could be a matter of planetary security, and it's very urgent that we figure out what these are disappearing for and how to find them before anybody gets hurt. So the more helpful you can be, the quicker we can track them down, the better off everybody is going to be.
Roll, Brittany. Persuasion.
20.
Oh, natural?
Wow.
Okay.
Just
Oh, well, 20 is still good. Okay. So she sighed and then went over to her terminal, which effectively works like an Omni tool because she didn't have it on her at that point. And she types in, an access code, brings up something, and gives you a list of personnel and swipes it over to your Omni tool.
And thank you. And while we're on the topic, if you would venture a guess as to any of the people on your team, and we're not asking for an accusation, we don't know these people. If there's anyone that you suspect would be a good place for us to start looking, that would be very much appreciated.
You may want to start with Brendan and Decon. And I would advise that you two not be the ones doing the talking. You stand out here.
We do?
Did you see any other Asari on the planet?
Well, I mean, we haven't been everywhere on the planet.
Well, let's just say of the population, you're probably the only two.
Hey, we're here just to do some work and make sure that the rural folks are a little bit more diverse.
Okay. Well, that was just my advice, and take it or leave it.
Thank you for your suggestion. Is there anything else we ought to know?
Not that I can think of so far. But do you have some contact information that I can reach out to you if something changes?
I'll give her my contact.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Keep us apprised if anything comes up.
I will.
Thanks, Robin. Appreciate your help.
Okay. And with that, do you guys step out?
Right.
And you meet up with the others down on the bottom floor, just kind of hanging out.
What'd you discover?
Well, Chief Williams doesn't like aliens, apparently. And she thinks we're a little suspicious investigating around here. So, Cassius, I think you're going to have to take point on the next leg.
Okay, that's no problem.
We have a list of names of employees that whose hands it may have gone through. She believes that the items went missing on the receiving end, so not in transit or from the shipper. So we have a list of people that may have had access to the shipment, and one individual where she suggests we start.
Who's that individual?
His name is Brendan, and he works in the decontamination process.
So that's our next main lead, I take it?
That's our next lead. Peraza, do you want to pull up this fellow and see what we can find?
Sure. Do I use my Omni tool or is there a terminal nearby?
You can use your Omni tool.
All right. Let's roll for it. 16.
Okay. So Brendan's information from the personnel file pulls up. Very similar. Colonist has a lot of civilian jobs. Most of it's been labor. So construction, did some farming work, got a job at the docks last year, and he's been there ever since.
All right. Share that information. Is there a picture I can pull up?
Yes. Yeah, you've got a picture of him too. Lean and wiry, looks like he probably lives a hungry life. Short hair.
Can you find out what his financial situation is? Is he desperate for money?
I mean, again, I can't tap his bank records, but I can maybe look at his social media to see if he's talking about it.
Whatever works.
I got a 6.
Okay. Yeah, you're not getting any hits on social media. If you physically went to a banking center here, you could I mean, it would be sketchy as hell, but you could try and pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, I say that I go. I'm better with mechanics. So I'm not really finding anything.
I'm getting flashbacks from Firefly and trying to hack the medical computer.
All right. Well, I think the ladies are right, Cassius. It's going to have to be you this time, human to human. Think you're up for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
While you're talking, the rest of us might want to stay back. Again, no intimidation, but at the same time, guard entryways and exits in case he bugs out.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Good call.
And that is where we're going to stop for the night. We've gotten about 2 hours gameplay in. So next game then would be the 7th of April. Yay, nay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works.
Yes.
Sounds good, yeah.
All right, cool. All right,
That's-
awesome.
That's
So
my spring break.
what's that?
That's my spring break.
Oh, cool. Even better.
Nice.
Alrighty. So with that, then we'll go ahead and sign off. The next game coming up will be Vampire on the 2nd of April. Looking forward to getting back to some vamp action. We'll be having someone else join us for that game.
Nice.
So I'll leave it up to a surprise. We have somebody else joining that one. Then Cyberpunk on the 3rd. Which is that Saturday. And then on the 5th would be the Changing Breeds game again. And then on the 7th, of course, Mass Effect. So cool. So thank you for those who tuned in and watched or just listened, because we had some people in the chat. And outside of that, we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Doink.